The average American watches over 5,000 movies in their lifetime. That's almost an entire year of watching Nicolas Cage roll across New York City. Smooth. Now, most people assume that a film costs millions of dollars to produce, because it does. It's expensive. Even so, many are surprised to hear that the most expensive movie ever made was Pirates of the Caribbean 4, easily the worst movie in the Pirates series, and it had a budget of $370 million. That's disgusting. Now, luckily, very few movies are made for this much. Brad Pitt isn't even worth that much, not even close. Many highly successful films have been made for a lot less than $200 million. In fact, each one of these movies was made for under $1 million. But what if, just maybe, we could cut the cost of filmmaking in half? Not once, not twice, but almost 7 times. What if I told you that we could make a $2 million movie for $10,000? That's right, $10,000.
Who are these guys?
I'm Nathaniel. And I'm Jack. We're the founders of a Utah-based film company called Cell R6. We've worked on various movies, commercials, short films, and music videos, as well as experimental theater with companies like Frantic Assembly. But we believe it's all been building to this. Like Clockwork is a story I wrote. It's currently in pre-production with Cell R6. Right now, we're on track to submit a final product to Sundance in early August so that we can screen there in January and be released in theaters in early 2019. It's a modern Bonnie and Clyde story about a charming anarchist gang that organizes unusual public crimes, insisting that creating fear of the unknown will help them go down in history as a great social conqueror. Let's just say things aren't necessarily pretty for the most part. In reality, it's a beautiful story about good people that get lost in ambition and spite and really, really awesome clothes. I wish I could tell you more, but I can't, at least not right now. We have a lot of faith in this story. A lot of people do. And as filmmakers and experienced storytellers, we're gonna make sure that this gets done right. But, wow, it's a really good story.
But you wrote it.
Okay, here's how we're gonna do this. Let's take a look at a movie with a lower budget. Napoleon Dynamite was made for $400,000 and was worth $46 million within a year of its release. If we look at an estimated breakdown of their budget, we can start making improvements already. Cell R6 is essentially a heist of filmmakers. We've got 10 highly skilled writers, editors, and technicians that are just looking to make a great movie just to do it, so we can adjust for that. Napoleon had a cast of 24, but we've got a cast of 9, so these can be brought down accordingly. Cell R6 owns a ton of professional equipment and software, so these expenses can go down. We'll also be shooting this movie in Utah, so the travel and hotel costs can go down as well. Napoleon Dynamite was shot on 35mm film. Our footage will be shot digitally, so that eliminates that cost, as well as the cost of double footage. Cell R6 also has a music department where we'll be creating an original soundtrack for the movie, so the cost of music licensing doesn't exist for us. So after our resources are taken into consideration, to produce a movie as well received as Napoleon Dynamite, it would only cost us $11,000. With some careful planning, $10,000 is actually an extremely reasonable budget, if you've got a good story. There's no point in making a movie if the story is weak. That's where the charm of Napoleon Dynamite comes from, and that's our biggest asset as well. Plus, say we meet the goal early. From that point on, our production value just increases. Every dollar over $10,000 can be added to costuming, upgrading equipment, feeding our stupid crew. Get us $100,000 if you can. We can make Iron Man.
Okay, but why are you using GoFundMe?
Well, firstly, we want this to happen. This is a story that's never been told, and the best way to tell that is through film. Secondly, we think you might want it too, and GoFundMe is a great way to get the word out about what we're doing. And here's what's cool about that. We want every penny we can get.
What about big pennies?
What?
What about big pennies? When I donate more than a little money, what do I get?
I get you. You get a bigger heart. Yeah, just kidding. If you donate anything at all, you automatically get your name listed in the end credits of the movie. Depending on how much you donate, your status in the credits will change. For donations under $100, you'll be listed in the special thanks section. $100 to $250 will get you listed as a sponsor. $250 to $500, our lovely benefactors, thank you so much. And anyone that donates between $500 and $1,000 will be credited as a chief investor. Those are the end credit benefits. Anyone that donates over $1,000 will be credited as an executive producer, not only in the end credits, but in the opening credit sequence at the beginning of the movie.
Wow, here's money.
But let me tell you, this is happening fast. Production begins on June 4th, so there's not a lot of time for us to take your money. If this looks like a company you'd like to see grow or a movie you'd like to see in theaters, please consider dropping any size penny you desire into our... Click it. Click it. Click it. Click it real good. Click it right now.